This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 7th day of June in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Some tragic news to begin with tonight. 2 young children perished in a fire that ripped through their home at Market Road in Mahaika this afternoon. Family members have identified the 2 victims as 9-year-old Anamika Hardat and 3-year-old Shamina Hardat. The Guyana Fire Service was alerted to the fire at around 1:30 this afternoon and immediately dispatched one of its fire tenders from the Mahaika Fire Station. When firemen arrived at the scene, the entire 2-story building was engulfed in flames. Persons in the area said they heard the screams of the young girls after noticing the building engulfed in the flames, but could not reach them as the fire spread quickly throughout the building. From all appearances, the 2 young children were alone at home at the time of the blaze, persons in the area said. They lived at the house with their mother and stepfather. Fire officials spent more than 2 hours at the scene, ensuring that the blaze was contained to the one building and extinguished. Some persons in the area were seen breaking down in tears, as it was confirmed that the 2 young children died in the fire. A cause of the fire has not been determined. A full investigation is on the way tonight. More news coming up.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Sorry.
Jack?
Hey.
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yeah, today's the 15th. My NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? And I just pay my bills using MMG,
Yes, Jack. And the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No. The only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait. I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man. Jack. You didn't know that? Yes. All self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 226-0415-7. Comfortable parking available.
Now let's tell you that 5 months after a fire ripped through the Christchurch Secondary School here in Georgetown, displacing hundreds of students, its rebuilding is about to begin. The Ministry of Education today signed 7 contracts totaling $688.1 million for the reconstruction of the Christchurch Secondary School. The new school building will see a 3-story structure with 20 classrooms and science and computer labs being erected. The new building is expected to accommodate up to 500 students, according to the Ministry of Education. The Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Alfred King, signed the contracts this afternoon with the 5 selected contractors: BM Property Investment Inc., ZECO Group of Services, Balgabin & Sons Contracting and Electrical Supplies, A. Orgarshin & Sons General Contracting, and Pantheon Construction Inc. Minister of Education Priya Malak Chan, who witnessed the signing, explained that given the urgent need for the school, the Education Ministry opted to award the project to more than one contractor in an effort to fast-track the work to be completed.
The expertise that we received from the engineers, I am not an engineer, suggested that we could get this school in a shorter time if we had, instead of one contractor doing everything, if we divided it up into components and lots, which is what we did.
The Education Minister said the 5 contractors were selected based on a competitive process and in keeping with the procurement laws of the country. She warned that there will be consequences if the contractors default on the project. The displaced students of the Christchurch Secondary School are currently being accommodated at the Cyril Potter College of Education at Turkine.
We have been very clear to everyone that currently the students at Christchurch are housed relatively comfortably but very far away considering where they're coming from. So we have managed to house them at the Cyril Potter College of Education, where for the most part their education has not been severely interrupted. I'm deeply grateful to the teachers who immediately rose to the challenge, and they had led by a fantastic head teacher and deputy head teacher who was able to have their team produce and perform as though they were in familiar circumstances.
With the Christchurch Secondary School being one of several public schools gutted by fire in the last 3 years, the Education Ministry's Special Projects Officer Ron Eastman said the new building will have special fire prevention features.
Following that unfortunate event, the ministry would have ensured in this new design that we meet the standards of all fire prevention and retardant use in this new project, in this building itself. So there are several components that we include that not only is alertive, but is very much preventative. So we have addressed those in this new approach, and we are confident that it will, we won't want to experience such a matter again.
Some examples?
So we have inside, some of it include fire extinguishers, we have some smoke detectors, we also have some of the hose, and some of the materials used as well will also not be that highly flammable.
The new school building is expected to be completed within 7 months. Turning now to the world of politics and the local government elections, as he praised his government for advancing development in the areas of health, education and infrastructure, President Irfan Ali on Tuesday told the people of Anna Regina that those who have crossed over to his party, the PPP, have faced their demons and are now moving on. While serenading supporters, the president said it was time for a change across the country as he paid tribute to the new supporters of the PPP.
Yes, my friends. Make sure you know that when you make the decision
to support the PPP. Look up to your demons. Look up to your boss. Look down to your past. And look face the ruins of that demon and that boss and that past. And that you finally contented yourself that you are walking away from that past. And you have no enough as we hold forward to the future with the People's Progressive Party Civic.
Mr. Ali also said it is refreshing to see new supporters being attracted to his party, adding that he believes that new support is as a result of his party's plans and agenda. As he lobbied the people of Anna Regina to continue to support the PPP Civic, President Ali said the local elections are critical to the continuation of development at the local level.
We have seen in many communities where the opposition controls the local government or where they control the machinery, how they stymie development and how they hinder progress in those communities. Therefore, it is extremely important that all of you come out in your numbers and secure People's Progressive Party civic victory at these local government elections.
And while accusing the opposition APNU of stymieing development of the country, the president boasted that in less than 3 years in office, his government has awarded more than 1,000 scholarships to the people of Region 2, while intensifying training in a number of areas. He said the government has a number of development plans for the Anna Regina Township.
In this region, we're building a new regional hospital. We have identified the gaps at the Saudi hospital, and we're working with international consultants to fill those gaps so that the level of service in this region can continue to be improved.
The PPP Civic has always enjoyed solid support in the town of Anna Regina. On the opposition side, while choosing to stay away from this year's local government elections, the Alliance for Change continues to pay keen attention to the contest and is now urging voters not to support the PPP. Leader of the Alliance for Change, Comrade Ramjatan, has issued a call on the villages and towns that are usually big supporters of the governing PPP to withhold support from the party in the local elections. During the party's Alliance on the Move television program, Mr. Ramjatan said the AFC has been receiving complaints of the hardship being faced by citizens across the country due to the rising cost of living and the high rates of unemployment and underemployment. He said as central government, the PPP has failed to address many of those issues.
I have indicated to them, in view of what you are now feeling, the harshness of the PPP, in your back and in your belly, it is important that you do not turn up for that local government elections in those Port Morant areas, Albion areas, the Skeldon and all, number 52 to 74, MDC and things like that. I am pleading with them. You have to tell the PPP that we are vexed with you. And the one thing that the PPP will know and draw as a lesson that indeed the people are vexed is when the people show them that we ain't turning up for this local government elections.
Meanwhile, AFC Member of Parliament Jarita Finance said President Fanali and his cabinet are going around the country making false promises while failing to address the substantive issues affecting the people.
The inflation rate was practically non-existent, so you were able to lift your standard of living as an individual, as a family, as compared to now. And these are the things that we really need to look at. You know, those persons living there in Lane Avenue, you know, you put substandard road being done in front of you. That's the first thing. The road is substandard, and I challenge anyone to prove otherwise. The road is a substandard road. Those persons, they are not being given the opportunity to uplift themselves and their families and their lives, because we are in a country that we're faced with it's crazy inflation. We are not seeing increases in wages and salary that is going to even be able to closely match the inflation rate that we've been faced with. These are the things that matter when we talk about bread and butter issues. These are the things that we're talking about. So to have a government come days before an election to say that they're pushing some substandard works in front of your doorstep, no, it's not acceptable. Not with $781.9 billion. It's not acceptable.
She said while the PPP has been boasting of its many plans and programs, it has been failing to keep its promises and has even failed its own townships and NDCs.
A lot of times, persons don't understand, even in the indigenous community, there's severe discrimination when it comes to the PPP. Once you do not jump when they say jump, they discriminate against you in that manner.
The Alliance for Change decided months ago that it would not be contesting in this year's local government elections.
So going on, champ? I passed here last week and this shop lock up tight.
Why? We come down with the flow, so we have to take a couple days.
I can't deal with them kind of setbacks, Bano. I just get a headache when you see I can't make me little bread.
I know them ways, champ. But thank God for NIS.
NIS? What you got to do now with NIS?
I mean, what I got to do with NIS? I registered as self-employed and I make monthly contributions to NIS. So you see, for them days I lose, NIS pay me back for most of them days.
What? That is good. You know, I always used to believe that it's only people in big offices and so they pay NIS.
Nah, man. NIS for any working person between the ages of 16 to 60. And as self-employed, you get all the benefit as an employee except for industrial benefits.
So what I do for set up this thing?
All I gotta do is visit NIS on Breakdown, or if you're living out of town, you visit any NIS closest to your location. And once you register and your registration complete, you can start making NIS contributions.
Alright, so what I walk with and like how much money I gotta pay a month?
I ain't gotta walk with no big money. All I gotta walk with is your birth certificate and any farm ID. And when you reach down there, ask for the compliance department.
Good. Thanks for the information, bro. Soon as I left here, I went straight to the NIS office.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
In the world of business right now, Afro-Guyanese entrepreneurs operating in the country will soon get an opportunity to compete for $2 million as part of the Black Entrepreneurs Association's Emancipation Pitch Business Competition. During a launch of the pitch competition at the Herdmanson Lodge, Vice President of the Black Entrepreneurs Association, Melissa Varswick, said the Emancipation Pitch competition was birthed out of the need to assist black businesses to overcome a number of challenges, including access to financing. Ms. Varswick explained that a needs survey conducted among members last year revealed that 40% of them had experienced challenges to accessing financing to advance their businesses.
So 40% of our members have noted that they're seeking finance between $500,000 to $5 million to help to scale in their businesses. So within BA, we are trying our best to see how we can help our members to find financing for their businesses. So when an idea such as the business pitch came up, we thought that this would be one of the most welcoming areas that we can start with in terms of helping businesses to find those resources that is required.
Other challenges include marketing and availability of affordable space to scale up their operations. But Varswick is convinced that many of those challenges could be overcome if black entrepreneurs pool their resources. She said with support from successful entrepreneurs, the BEA has already raised more than $2.5 million to facilitate the pitch competition. City businessman Clinton Erling, who sits on the Business Pitch Committee, said ahead of the Emancipation Pitch Business Competition, which will be hosted on the 5th of August, black entrepreneurs will be required to submit their applications no later than the 10th of July. The winner will walk away with $2 million in cash.
We want to really attract some of the best and brightest entrepreneurs that we have in Guyana, who will come with innovative ideas and initiatives. As Melissa said, this is not just for a community. When you talk about hurdles and constraints facing entrepreneurs generally in any country, and Guyana is no different, access to financing and the difficulties involved in getting financing.
The competition is open to all Afro-Guyanese entrepreneurs regardless of their membership status, and contestants will be required to detail their business plan on a single page while providing other important details. The chairman of the Black Entrepreneurs Association, Rowan Willibus, said the association has been able to lend support to its more than 300 members across the country over the past 3 years. It was explained that a number of internal capacity building training sessions were held as the association remained laser-focused on entrepreneurship.
We've seen a lot of joint ventures happening quietly. Some members were not able to have the resources to go after certain projects themselves. We saw a lot of persons teaming up and so to get things done, and that was overwhelmingly done. Now, for the organization too, we were able to lobby in block, being able to assist members with any issues that they may have, and I must say we've had overwhelming support from government.
Mr. Willibus also said the Entrepreneurs Association continues to receive the support of the government through the Public Procurement Commission, the Small Business Bureau, and the Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, among other state organs. It was also explained that the Black Entrepreneurs Association has also created an important link between black entrepreneurs in Guyana and those in the diaspora. In wake of the Canadian government announcing visa-free travel for a number of CARICOM countries, the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce is renewing its call for Guyanese to be approved for visa-free travel to Canada. In a statement on Tuesday, the Chamber of Commerce said that having established diplomatic relations with Guyana since 1964, Guyana and Canada have developed strong economic and commercial ties, developed a mutual respect for democracy and enterprise. Reminding that Guyana is the third largest merchandising partner with Canada in CARICOM and is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, the Chamber of Commerce said it believes a removal of the visa restriction on Guyanese to travel to Canada will serve to engender improved trade relations, support deeper commercial and economic ties, and support economic growth for both countries. On Tuesday, Canada announced it will allow visa-free travel to known travelers from 13 more countries, including a number of Caribbean countries. The visa-free travel has been extended to Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts, Nevis, Panama, Argentina, Costa Rica, Uruguay, Morocco, Seychelles, Thailand, and the Philippines. Canada's Minister of Information, Refugees and Citizenship, Sean Fraser, said that the known travelers will be allowed entry into the country after obtaining an electronic travel authorization. Those persons must have a valid U.S. visa or must have been issued a Canadian visa within the past 10 years. Police investigators in Region 3 recovered more than $2 million in cash that was stolen from a Hubu businessman on Monday night. One person has since been arrested for that crime. According to a police report, the businessman reported that a total of $2.3 million was stolen from his place of business following the close of business on Monday. The report stated that after an employee reported for work yesterday morning, it was discovered that bathroom windows were pushed up on the lower flat of the building. The employee then entered the storeroom where he discovered the window and the door for the storeroom open. The employee later discovered that the money was missing from the premises. The police were called in and CCTV footage was reviewed and captured the theft. The police said its investigations led them to the home of a 23-year-old man, and they came up empty-handed. But when the man was questioned by the police, he confessed to the crime. He later led them to a home located at Hubu on the east bank of Essequibo, where he showed them a black plastic bag hidden in a washing machine. Inside that bag, the police discovered the quantity of money which was taken to the police station. The bag was opened in the man's presence and the money was counted in front of him. That money amounted to $2,120,000. The recovered money was lodged and the suspect was arrested for the crime. 1 week after the lifeless bodies of a 38-year-old woman and her 13-year-old daughter were found in their Providence home, the cause of their deaths has not been determined. Government pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh carried out a post-mortem examination on the bodies of the two on Tuesday and said the cause of death was undeterminable, owing to the state of the bodies. The decomposed bodies of the woman, Petru Latchman, and her daughter, Gabrielle Ross, were found in the locked-up house after family members could not make contact with them. The woman's husband, who had moved from the house several months ago after the two separated, said he contacted the police after he was contacted by the landlord, who complained that the woman could not be found. The two bodies were found in a decomposed state with suspected poison in bottles near to the bodies. The police said a note was also found in the house that is suspected to have been written by the mother. The investigations into the deaths are ongoing. The bodies have been released to the family for burial.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor of the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true, or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water. Now available for only $120.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Across the region tonight, I'm Swetlana Marshall. After weeks of speculation, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago Dr. Keith Rowley declared that local government elections will take place on Monday, August 14. According to the Trinidad Guardian, Dr. Keith Rowley made the announcement on Tuesday, adding that the date for nominations will be Monday, June 26. The announcement comes almost 3 weeks after the Privy Council ruled that the government was wrong to postpone the elections and extend the life of the municipal corporation officials by 1 year. Dr. Rowley has also chosen to call the poll a mere 4 days before the 90-day window for holding of the elections elapses. In an immediate response, the United National Congress, in a statement on Tuesday, called the announcement of the election date a victory on its own. But the August 14 date came as no surprise to political scientist Dr. Indira Ramprasad, who told Guardian Media that the government went down to the wire to undertake damage control. The government will utilize the close to 90 days to campaign in the polls. At least 3 people have been killed in an earthquake in the Haitian city of Jeremy, just days after floods left at least 42 dead. The 4.9 magnitude quake struck in the early hours of Tuesday morning, the U.S. Geological Survey said. It came in the wake of torrential rains that have displaced more than 13,000. Prime Minister Ariel Henry said his government and international partners were taking urgent measures to deal with the flooding. The World Food Programme, an agency of the United Nations, said it would start providing hot meals to the displaced. Haitian authorities said 3 people who died were crushed when their homes collapsed. More than a dozen people have also been injured. 2 years ago, the region was also badly hit by an earthquake which killed more than 2,200 people. Jeremy is relatively isolated from the rest of the country, and transport links have been further disrupted by the rain. And finally tonight, international news. Schools across the U.S. East Coast cancel outdoor activities, flights were halted, and millions of Americans were urged to stay indoors on Wednesday as smoke from Canadian wildfire drifted south, blanketing cities in a thick yellowish haze. The U.S. National Weather Service issued quality alerts for virtually the entire Atlantic seaboard. Health officials in states from Vermont to South Carolina and as far as Ohio and Kansas warned residents that spending time outdoors could cause health problems due to the amount of fine particles in the atmosphere. In a tweet, the U.S. President Joe Biden said it was critical that Americans experiencing dangerous air pollution, especially those with health conditions, listen to local authorities to protect themselves and their families. New York's world-famous skyline, usually visible for miles, appeared to vanish underneath the otherworldly veil of smoke, which some residents said made them feel unwell.
And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.